Hello beautiful people, April Mac here on day 2 of our 5-day sleigh. So for those of you who were here yesterday, you will remember that we talked about taking divinely inspired ideas. That was what you were generating yesterday, and the rest of the 5 days or 4 that we've got left for the sleigh is about turning those ideas into tangible action. So for those of you who know me, April Mac, I'm a business coach and mentor, and I help people create businesses that are in alignment with their values, with their soul's calling. That's what I'm here to do. So if you're watching on replay, hashtag replay, and hello to all the people joining. Nice to see you on here. And please do, as you know, I always say, please comment as we go or ask questions, because it's really nice to have a conversation and for it not to just be one way from me to you. So I'd love you to ask questions or share your ideas in here with others, because that will make it richer for everyone involved. So the 5 days, yesterday was about getting ideas for something new, something really simple that you can offer that you hadn't thought of before now, because the whole point of this is to get some momentum behind something new that you can offer really easily and simply. And what I know to be true, because it's been the case for me, is that very often we're sitting on a bunch of ideas and we're just sitting on them and they float around up here, but we don't put them into action. So this little 5-day sleigh is about helping you get some momentum and taking some action so that you can get some unexpected income and that you can prove to yourself how easy it can be to do this. It doesn't have to be hard, and hopefully then you can then do this time and time again. So this is just a little sample of how you can create some momentum. So those of you who didn't see yesterday's live, then please do go back and watch it. You can still be here and listen to what we've got to say today, but then do go back and catch up on yesterday's, and you can easily catch up, because it can take literally 3 to 5 seconds to come up with a brand new idea. I mean, it's probably a bit longer than that. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but quite often you'll have had the ideas, but you just won't have put them into action. So what I'm here to do with you this week is to help just take you on the journey, make you feel like there's other people on it with you, realize that you're not alone, and support you through just getting something new out there. And you'll see that it can be easier than you think. I know some people who were involved in yesterday, the part of the challenge yesterday, already have some ideas. So now it's about turning those ideas, getting them out there into something tangible. So today's all about taking action. So as you guys know, I stand for divinely inspired, valiant action. That's kind of like the background to my life, the background to my business, the background to how I run things. And so quite often people, the ideas are coming in, the divinely inspired ideas are coming in, but the valiant action is the missing bit. So that's what this is all about. So I'd love to hear any of you that had ideas from yesterday that were on here, or that have watched yesterday's live and ideas have popped in. I'd love you to put them in here and I can have a quick look at them. And we can talk about how you can turn them into action. But what I'm going to do, if you're not going to do that, or, while you're thinking about that, is talk about how to take the next step. So this day 2 is all about whatever the idea that you had yesterday to deliver something new, to package up something you've already created or that's easy to create, because it might just be your wisdom, your knowledge, and you might be just going to deliver it in a little mini series of masterclasses here online. Perhaps it's something like that. Then what to do next. And the thing to do next is to create some kind of post or a landing page or a PDF, like a Word document, and then PDF it, that tells people what it is that you're packaging up for them. So quite often I'll see people, doing a live online and sharing something that they're selling, but they don't tell people how to buy it, where to buy it, all of the details. So that is your home play for today, is whatever idea you came up with yesterday for something that you can sell. Maybe it's something you've already created, maybe it's something you've yet to create, but it's simple and easy for you to do so. I want you to create either a PDF or a post or a landing page. So if you don't know what those things are, just pop a comment in here and let me know if you're struggling with any of that language. A landing page, you can create free landing pages using MailChimp. If you don't already have MailChimp, you can sign up for free. You can quite easily, within a couple of hours, just maybe watching a couple of YouTube videos, you could easily create a landing page with a payment link to have you paid for what it is that you're creating. So this is where, like, often we'll have ideas in our head that make us think that things are too hard to get them out there. It's like, oh, I want to release a little course, but I just, I don't know how. You can create a Word document and PDF it that has the details of your course on it and send that out. You can tell people what your bank account details are. You can create a PayPal button. These are easy things. They're not as hard as you think. So if any of you are thinking, oh, I've got all this stuff I could do, but I just don't know how, it's much easier than you think, and you're probably getting in your own way about just releasing the bloody thing out there. So if you're creating a landing page or a post or a PDF document, the things I want you to think about including on that are, and probably in this order, first of all, who? Who is this thing for? And when you write that, that will help you in terms of how you package it, and it will help you get really clear. Because quite often I'll ask someone, they might be creating a course, and I'll say, who is it for? And they haven't actually thought about that. Like, they've had the idea for something, but they don't quite know who it is. And by thinking about who is it for, that can really help you hone your message and say, oh, it's actually for people who are X, Y, Z. And then if you put that at the top of your landing page or the top of your PDF or the top of your post, you say, I've created this thing and it's for people who blah, blah, blah. It's going to really resonate. It's going to help hook people in who need that thing. They may not have known they needed it, but when they read that line about who is it for, they're going to say, well, that's me. I need that. I'm going to keep reading. So who is the first thing? And guess what the rest are? You probably already know, right? What is it? Where can they get it? How can they get it? When does it start, if it's a course or something like that? And, so it's the who, where, what, when, how. No rocket science. Have I missed any there? Who, when, what, where, how? Why? The why. Why do they need it? That's the other piece that I often see missing is, hear people putting out all this stuff like, here's this great thing. Well, why do I need it? As a buyer, I need to know why I need that thing. And that comes down to, what are the benefits? What am I going to get out of it? How am I going to feel by the end of it? What's it going to give me if I buy it? Is it going to give me a sense of, peace? Is it going to make me fitter? Is it going to make me feel stronger? Is it going to make me feel healthier? Is it going to take stress away because, it's got my Christmas presents sorted? Or what is the benefit and why should I do it? So don't forget the why. And I often hear people talking about there's been a lot of talk over the last few years about tell people by your why. I'm not talking about, in this instance, your why. Like, I don't want to know why you decided to put that out there. I want to know what's in it for me. So in general, yes, people buy our why, but that's a longer term game, and I don't want to cloud your thinking with that. So when you're coming up with your why in this instance, think about why does that person need that? And address that in the blurb or the post or the PDF or the landing page, So hopefully that makes sense. The other thing you can include in your landing page, blurb, post or whatever is some social proof about, what it's like to work with you or to buy from you, or why would people use you. So on most of my landing pages, I will include some testimonials of people who've worked with me before, because people who are new to April Mac land, they want to know that someone else has trusted me enough to buy from me, and what do they say about working with me. So I always try where possible and include that social proof. So as well, I do this in my posts, and when I'm launching a new program or something, I will include posts that will share how others have found it to work with me. So that peppering your posts and your social feed with, you know, what others are saying about you is really, really valuable content, you know. And if you're doing a great job already, there'll be people already talking about you. So just ask if you can use what they've said and put it out there, because it's just really useful for other people to know. They want to hear it from someone else's point of view, not just your own. So I can sit here and tell you how great I am, but it's harder to take than if you hear it from someone else. If you've heard, oh, I've worked with April and she's great, she really helped me do X, Y, Z, then that's going to be so much more powerful than anything I can tell you. So I'm just checking down at my notes here. That's why I'm looking down to see. The other thing I wanted to touch on here, I'm just going to have a quick look to see if there's any comments I need to answer immediately. Lots of hellos, which is really nice. Really nice to see you online, guys. Awesome to have you here live. I prefer doing my lives to a bunch of people rather than to myself. I know people come back and watch them, but it's still way more exciting to be here with you live. Margalie is saying it's super easy to do a landing page and PayPal button very easily. So Margalie has worked with me. Yay. I reckon you're probably one of the fastest implementers I've ever seen, Margalie. She was like, right, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it. Went about and created her landing page, put it on her Facebook banner, sold people into her new program, just, you know, within a matter of days. So it's totally possible. Just ask. Just ask Margalie. So the thing I wanted to mention as well here is language. So in the past, many of you might have heard me talk about this before, that in the past when I first started out in business, I learnt some really, you know, crappy marketing techniques in order to get people into my stuff. And it never sat right with me. And basically what I was taught to do is scratch people's pain points. That was the way I was taught to get people into my programs and sell my products. And it never felt right. It felt disgusting, to be quite honest, to sort of say, oh, you know, things are so shit for you, basically, come and join me. That is not how I want to call people into my stuff. And since, you know, the last 6 months, I've had a coach. Many of you know Carly Marie is my coach, and she has taught me a new way to call people in. And I want you to have a little play with this as you write your landing page or write your post or write your PDF. Have a little play with the language that you use to call people in. So what will often happen is people will be prepared to buy when they're basically in the next level version of themselves. So any of you who are familiar with Carly Marie's work, you'll know I'm talking here about wild mode. So wild mode is often when people buy, and it's not because, you know, they've gone wild and they've lost their mind. It's because they're sort of there's a part of them, the next level version of them is stepping up and knows exactly what they need. It's almost like their soul calling them forward. So if you can create your landing page or post or PDF in a language that talks to the other person's wild mode, that talks to the next level version of who they're becoming, that kind of talks to the aspirational part of that person, that is a beautiful way to call them into what it is you're offering. So, or to help them see why they need what it is you've got to offer. I'm assuming that what you're going to offer them is going to help them in some way, help them, you know, with that next level step towards who they're becoming. So if you can talk to that part of them, that's a beautiful way of calling them in, rather than saying, oh, don't you feel shit? Here's a tablet to take to make you feel better. You know, it's more like, you know, wouldn't you love to feel even better than you do now? I know you're awesome. How about being even more awesome? That kind of, you know, that's shitty language, I know, but you know what I'm saying. Hopefully that you get the gist of it, that, you know, you can do it in a really positive way. It's a beautiful way to sell, and it will make you feel good and it will make them feel good. So, yeah, have a think about how you can do that. You know, invite them in on a, you know, adventure with you in some way. That can be really cool. Let me have a look here if that's it. That's probably everything I wanted to cover today. And over the next 3 days, once you've got your written landing pagey post or whatever we're going to talk about then what to do next to get this thing out there in the world. And so hopefully you're going to create this as we go over this 5 days. If not, it'll hopefully still get you ticking things over, allowing things to come in. Even if it takes you 10 days to do what we're talking about, you'll have these videos. They're still going to be here to come back to and to implement. So, you know, hopefully it just gives you that bit of momentum. That's what I wanted to say today. I do also want to invite you along. If any of you are free in a couple of hours from now, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, I'm doing a free group coaching session. It's via Zoom. If you want to join it, it's just pop the in the comments here, just write link or send me the link, and I'll send you the link to register, because it's a registration only. It is free, and it will go for about an hour and a half, depending on how many people turn up. But it's really a chance to experience what group coaching is all about. And if you're a coach, you might want to come along just to see how I do it. Or if you're someone who would like to be coached, and maybe even on this particular challenge, you've got an idea and you just want to nut it out a bit further, then come along. It's very rare. In fact, I've never done it before where I give away free coaching. So it's part of my launch for Implement Like a Boss, the program that I'm launching at the moment. I want people who are thinking about coming into that program to understand the value that they will get of being coached by me and being coached in a group setting, how it can actually be really quite transformative for the people there involved. So come along if you can. Write the text link here in the comments, and I'll send you the link to register. Now, if you're not coming to that, that's totally cool. I'll see you tomorrow, same bat channel, same bat time, 4:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do day 3 of this little challenge. So otherwise, I'll see you online tonight or see you tomorrow. And that's it for now. Let me just check if there's any other comments I need to respond to. No. Oh, Tracy is having so many ideas and so much apprehension, but I'm getting there. Okay, that's awesome, Tracy. And the apprehension, let me just quickly address that now, because literally I looked at this book before I came in. You know, this is my go-to book, Creating Money, Attracting Abundance. It's not just about money. It's about anything. It's about everything, really. It's a spiritual book, really, but it is about attracting abundance. And it says, this was just what I opened up before I came on. I thought, oh, someone's going to need this message. So this is for you, Tracy. I send love to my fears. My fears are the places within me that await my love. So just let that sink in. And anyone else having fears about what it is that you're wanting to put out there, that is just totally normal. It's part of the process. You know, every time I launch something new, I have fear. I do. I don't always appear to have fear about it. I do. I have the little doubts that go, oh my God, are you really going to do that? Are you really going to put yourself out there again, April? And I do it again and again and again, because what I tune into is the divine, all the ideas that come to me, and the same is the case for you, they're divinely inspired ideas. You do not get ideas that you weren't meant to have. It just doesn't happen that way. And if you carry them out to the best of your ability, despite the fear, then beautiful things will happen. It doesn't necessarily mean that they will happen in the way that you are expecting them to. The outcome is not in our control. So for example, I'm putting out this course, Implement Like a Boss. It's what I felt divinely inspired and called to put out. It may not turn out the way I expect, but I'm doing it because I feel called to do it. And I'm doing it because I'm here to be of service. And that's what I feel the best way I can be of service is right now. And so I trust that. When you do what we're doing, you guys watching, anyone watching is an entrepreneur. Anyone watching is someone who is, you know, ready to rise above their own shit, basically, and do what they feel called to do. If you're in that boat, it does necessarily come with fear, because it's all part of our growth. And so you're doing extraordinary things just by even wanting to do what you're doing here. So a lot of it is just about trusting yourself, trusting that your ideas are divinely inspired, and just surrendering the outcome, just letting it go and going, you know what, I'm not in charge of that, but I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do my part and do what I feel called to do. So that just came through. That just came through from the divine. And when I allow myself to just allow what comes through to come through, it's a beautiful thing. So hopefully that has hit some of your hearts. It's certainly opened up mine. And I appreciate, Tracy, for your honesty in mentioning that you have some apprehension, because that's what brought that in. Okay, so I'm just going to have a quick look if there's any other final comments. Tracy's sending love to her fears. Awesome. Well done. Beautiful. And hello to anyone watching on replay, wherever you are in the world. I hope you have a great day. And I'll see some of you online tonight. And I'll see some of you online tomorrow. Okay, lots of love to you all. Mwah. Bye for now.